Welcome everyone. This is Monday, April 13th, 2020. Due to the COVID-19 emergency, the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen will conduct its essential business by electronic means rather than being required to gather a quorum of the members physically present in the same location because it is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans. This meeting is in compliance with the Governor's Executive Order number 16, issued on March 20th, 2020, and in effect until May 18th, 2020. So first on the agenda this evening is a public hearing. This is a public hearing on an ordinance to amend the zoning map of the city of Tullahoma, Tennessee, as set forth in the Tullahoma Municipal Code, which is ordinance number 1392, to rezone two parcels addressed as 330 Broderick Street and Ann Street from C2 General Commercial District to I1 Restricted Manufacturing Warehousing District. So let me call on Mrs. Moody, or Director of Planning and Codes, Lee Lawson, for an explanation and where it stands in the Planning Commission.
Okay, the Planning Commission held a public hearing and gave a favorable recommendation on February the 17th. It was unanimous. The reason for the purpose for the rezoning is to create a boat and RV storage business on the lot at 330 Broderick.
Okay, you've heard an explanation. I'm not aware that any members of the public have opined or been involved in this committee. Are you aware of any?
No, we haven't received any public comments.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lawson. So let's proceed. The regular board member and alderman. First is the roll call. Mrs. Golden. Here.
Here. Here.
I'm usually next. I'm here. I can't hear.
Alderperson Blackwell.
Here.
Alderperson Dunn.
Here.
Alderperson Noah.
I am virtually present.
Alderperson Mathis.
Here. Alone having this board meeting.
Appropriate. Stand where you are. Call on Pastor Smith for an invocation, and then he will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. Well, shall we pray? Our Heavenly Father, we thank you, first of all, for your love for all of us, for your compassion for us, your understanding for us. We know that in these days we face a very difficult time, but you know all about it. You're in very much control. We do pray especially for all of the hospital workers and doctors, nurses, attendants, whatever, Lord. We pray for them, the nursing home people, fire department, police department. They're putting their lives on the line 24/7. We pray for their safety. We pray for the families that have lost loved ones, not only during the virus, but the tornadoes. We pray for them. Pray that you would be with those families and bring them comfort. We pray that you would be with the mayor and the board as they make decisions for what's best for our city. And we pray that you would bless them tonight in this meeting and keep your hand upon them. Be with our military personnel, our president and his staff as they make tough decisions, but be with them and help them to make the right decisions. Be in this meeting and help us all to be at our very best for you. In your name we ask these blessings. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, Pastor Smith, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here tonight. Yeah, thank you. So I'm not aware of any formal commendations or certificates to present tonight, but I do want to take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Moody and her team for jobs well done over the past month. She's worked diligently to keep all of us informed as to the state of our community in terms of the COVID-19 virus. So, Mrs. Moody, I appreciate that very much. So I only have one proclamation that has been asked that we read into the record. Fair Housing Month, April 2020. Whereas April 11th marks the 52nd anniversary of the passage of the Fair Housing Act, which enunciates a national policy of fair housing for all who live in the United States. And whereas the Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, and national origin. And whereas fair housing is a positive community good, and whereas economic stability, community health, and human relations in all communities are improved by diversity and integration. And whereas fair housing is integral to the ethical commitment of members of the National Association of Realtors and the Middle Tennessee Association of Realtors, and is critical to the ability of all real estate professionals to serve their clients, customers, and communities. And whereas acts of housing discrimination and barriers to equal housing opportunity are repugnant to a common sense of decency and fairness. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Lane Curley, Mayor of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2020 as Fair Housing Month in Tullahoma, to establish Tullahoma as an inclusive community committed to fair housing and to promote appropriate activities by private and public entities intended to provide or advocate for equal housing opportunities for all residents and prospective residents of Tullahoma. So we're ready for board reports. So, Mr. Mathis, we'll start with you. Do you have a report, please, sir?
No report tonight, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe. Alderman Berry.
Just a couple quick things. First, we'll say congratulations to the Honorable Greg Perry, who was sworn in as Coffee County's newest judge. Encourage the community to send thoughts and prayers for him as he undertakes the new journey. Also want to say thank you to everybody on the front lines, from the amazing men and women in our police department and our fire department, EMTs, and 911 dispatchers, and the nurses, doctors, caretakers, food service workers, grocery staff. The list goes on to our National Guardsmen who have been helping out across the county, and the city staff. And then also want to ask everybody thoughts and prayers for our neighbors to the east in Hamilton and Bradley County. As if we weren't going through enough. We dodged a bullet last night, but some of our neighbors weren't as lucky. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Berry. Stay safe. Alderman Blackwell.
Yeah, just a couple things. Also, just to echo what Alderman Berry just said, thank you so much to our essential workers out there who are keeping this town moving. Also, just to remind everybody to what Jimmy usually says is to support local safely, shop local safely if you can. Also went to a Board of Education meeting, and by went to, I meant virtually. They had their study session. I just want to say a big thank you to Tullahoma City School Systems. I know a lot of us are parenting and teaching at the same time, but they have really shown up with good stuff for us to give our kids, keep our kids moving, and they're clearly concerned about our students and wanting to make sure that they take them, to heart when they make these decisions. So thank you, the city school system. I know that they were talking about distance learning, and the prom and graduation. That is just, it's a tough time for seniors. So hard decisions that they're making, but I'm thankful for the people who are on that board. So that's it. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Alderman Blackwell, stay safe. Vice Mayor Blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Had a couple of other board meetings since we met last. I met with the TUA board virtually. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Also met with Duck River. We met in person a couple of weeks ago. We have plenty of water, and we have good water, so keep drinking it and spraying your lawn. Also would like to echo my colleague Alderman Blackwell about shopping safe locally. If you go out and shop, I would encourage you to wear a mask, whether you have any kind of symptoms or not, just to be safe. I know it sort of looks a little bit funny, but I think that would be in the best interest of everybody. I also echo Alderman Berry's comments of the people that have been on the front lines of this are healthcare workers and our responders, and I'd like to thank the people in the city, especially Jennifer, for keeping us informed on a daily basis of what's coming down from the state and on a local level. I know initially it was sort of hectic and trying to get everything situated, but we're in the trenches now. We've been at this for 3 or 4 weeks, so I think information's getting disseminated much better now than it was initially, and kudos to whoever made that happen. We're going to get through this. We're going to come back stronger than ever. Yesterday was sort of a yucky because it was raining and we didn't get to spend. I didn't get to spend time with family, and that's the first time that's ever happened to me in my life. So there'll be ups and downs with this, but just keep your head up and stay strong. We'll come back greater as a country, as a state, and also as a bunch of Tullahomans. So hang in there, everybody. That's all I have, Mayor. Oh, one other thing. Shop, Tullahoma.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Blank. Stay safe. So, Alderman Dunn.
Yes. So I wanted to remind folks, the We Are Tullahoma group has been doing a really good job trying to inform people about what's going on and let people know about different resources that are available. Attic Outlet and the Henry Center are both still providing food for the community. So if you find you're in need or you've got a neighbor who's in need, both those groups are still doing that. And I want to thank the Tullahoma News for making sure that they got that information out last week. I really appreciate that. The Earth Day has been postponed, and we know that, but the farmers market has still been going on the last 2 weeks. So it's going on right now as we speak, and they've been doing a drive-through, which is pretty cool. I thought it was kind of nice being able to pick up some different things locally here. And then the Public Works Department did the start of the rain garden that is going in on East Lincoln, or at the back of East Lincoln. So if you guys have a chance to go and drive by there, they've cleared it all out. It looks fantastic. So once we're able to get our volunteers out there, we're going to put some plants in, and it's going to look really, really good. So I really appreciate our Public Works Department, who has still continued to work every single day. And I know I've had some folks ask me about recycling, and I know that really our number one goal is to keep our community safe, and that of course includes our public works folks also. So thank you very much to all the city employees and the teachers that are out there, our healthcare workers. We've got a lot of folks who are doing a lot of really good things. So that's it for me.
Very good. Thank you, Alderman Dunn. Stay safe.
Yes,
Alderman Novus, please, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me certainly echo all the kudos that the other aldermen have made to all the frontline responders that are working through this pandemic. They've certainly hit the nail on the head by identifying them. I won't enumerate them, but this has been a strange time for me. I'm a kind of person that likes to get out and shake hands with people, meet and greet, and talk to people face to face. I've never been much of a Facebook person, but during this time, our church services have been held on Facebook. So I found it unusual trying to actually worship on Facebook. But that has been a good way for most of the churches to conduct their services. And I want to thank those pastors who have taken the initiative to still shepherd their flock by doing it through Facebook. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we're doing something new as well. I imagine that there's never been a virtual Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting in Tullahoma before. I venture to guess there's never been. So far, so good. I want to shout out, stay safe, Mr. Noah. A shout out to the Mayor's Youth Council. I acquired a listing several weeks ago of about 1,400 seniors over the age of 75 that reside in Tullahoma. And the members of the Mayor's Youth Council made calls to those individuals to make sure they had resources available to them for grocery pickup, medicine pickup, errands, that kind of thing. And so I appreciate the Mayor's Youth Council for doing that. And as Alderman Dunn mentioned, the We Are Tullahoma group has sort of taken that, and now they are providing those resources as well. So I appreciate both groups very much. Okay, we're ready for the city attorney's report. Mr. Worsham, any report?
Yes, sir. Good evening. My partner, Mike Giffen, and I are working with Insurance Council on a couple of matters of litigation that the city's involved in. There's nothing remarkable going on about those things now, but I will say that our office is open and we are seeing clients on a limited basis. So if anybody needs to contact us, you may do that either personally or by telephone or whatever. Secondly, and I've talked with Ms. Golden about this, we are having problems getting service of process on a number of people relative to the delinquent tax cases that we filed back at the end of February, because of course the postal people leave notices in their mailboxes and people are not coming to the post office to pick them up. And service of process is not complete if their process is simply unclaimed. So we're going to be working with Ms. Golden and the sheriff's office to see if there's some other way that we can accomplish that service process. So that's an ongoing thing, as you know. And other than that, we have nothing else to report tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Worsham. Stay safe.
Thank you. And you too.
Thank you. So now, Mrs. Moody, you have a report, please, ma'am.
I do. Mayor, do you feel comfortable turning that down a little bit? Do you know how to do that?
Not on your phone, madam.
Echo.
Make sure that all essential services are throughout. Let's all real quick.
They can still see me, can't they?
They can still see you. Okay, so I have a few things to report tonight. One, just prior to this meeting, the governor issued another executive order to extend the stay-at-home order through April 30th. I think everyone may already be aware of that by the time they're watching this meeting, but I just wanted to mention it. And then, as you would suspect, this virus has had some effect on some city projects. One of the ones that I will share with you is our airport business expansion project. We had been working for many months with a company on a possible project to build 2 new hangars and help them expand and add new jobs to the community. But at this time, with just the uncertain environment, I think they asked that we just suspend talking about that for some time. That has resulted in us having to contact some state agencies that we were seeking grant funds from and withdraw our applications. We let them know that we hope to pick up the conversation and move forward at a future date, but we've had to withdraw our applications. So I just want to give you an update on that. Unfortunate, but I think parties, this is the right thing for now for both of us. Also, we have received notice that we're going to go ahead and roll the fees for the soapbox derby next May. We just feel that community won't have enough time. We don't have any certainty that we'll be able to hold that event at the beginning of May. So it's postponed, and we will pick up the soapbox next year. Also, I'll give you an update on the Tullahoma Police Building project. It hasn't necessarily been slowed down by the fire, but it has been slowed down by the rain that we've had January, February, and March of this. However, I think on every sunny they could work. They've tried to make a great deal of progress, and as you probably see, they've done quite a bit of site work. They're pouring the footings and the foundation and building walls right now. So good progress, and progress continues. We still anticipate the completion of that project before the end of this calendar year. Also, I'll share some good news with you. Public entity that the city uses for our shared some good news with us that will receive
dividends this year, each year, based upon our the work that we do to try to reduce the city's liability through safe practices. We have been successful and will receive about $18,000
dividend this
for workers' comp. So very good news. And then of course I shared with you in one of our daily updates that the governor's budget included to give a significant amount of grants to local governments. And Tullahoma is anticipating about $500,000 available in grant funding, and we'll be continuing to review the application process. And I'll be bringing you recommendations about how we prioritize seeking that funding and what we use. I think that will significantly help us with this budget. We also have seen there's a stimulus package out there to help general aviation, and we'll be paying attention to that. Traffic is very slow these days, and this will be something to help them get through this time. I think that is it for tonight. If you'd like, one email to read under public comments tonight, and it was Greg Sandlin. He lives at 112 Thomas Wood Chase in Tullahoma. And he said, with the pandemic upon our nation responses, he wanted to reiterate his request, as you'll remember, at our February 24th board meeting. So he wants to reiterate his request to lower our property taxes this year. This move would send a strong message to our businesses and residents that the city leaders are doing all that you can to alleviate this especially to our small family-owned businesses. This will not be easy. Some cuts, serious prioritization will have to occur. Thank you for your service. This is an especially tough time, requiring strong leadership, but I know you're up to it. Greg Sandlin.
Any other comments from citizens?
No other comments.
Okay. Very good. Again, thank you, Mr. Smoothy, for job well done. We have two consent agenda items, 20-29 minutes of the March 9th, 2020 regular meeting, and item number 2030, approve an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Tullahoma and Tullahoma Housing Authority to support the authority's use of the city's engineering firm for professional design services and the city contracted fee. Do I need to read that over? You good? Okay. So from now on, whenever someone makes a motion or seconds, if you would identify yourself. I think I recognize everyone's voices, but I think it'll go much more smooth. So you've heard a reading of the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
I heard a motion to approve by Dr. Blanks. Is there a second?
Second by Rupa Blackwell.
Second by Ms. Blackwell.
And we have to do a roll call for each vote.
So I'm just waiting on Ms. Are you ready, Ms. Golden?
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay, so now we have to say yes or no. Mayor Curley?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Blanks?
Yes.
Alderman Berry? Alderman Berry, do you vote
yes?
Yes.
Yes, sorry.
Alderman Blackwell?
Yes.
Alderman Dunn?
Yes.
Alderman Noes?
Alderman Noes, yes.
Thank you. Alderman Mathis?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
7 yes.
All right. So the consent agenda passes. We have one item of old business, ordinance number 1535, an ordinance to amend the zoning map of the city of Tullahoma, Tennessee, as set forth in the Tullahoma Municipal Code, which is ordinance number 1392, to rezone two parcels addressed at 330 Broderick Street from C2 General Commercial District to I1 Restricted Manufacturing and Warehousing District. So let me get a motion in a second. This is, as you recall, this was the public hearing that was held earlier this evening. Is there a motion to approve?
To approve ordinance 1535.
Alderman Noes offers a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second it. This is Alderman Blackwell.
Alderman Blackwell seconds. Is there any discussion?
I'd like to ask a question. So is this a storage facility? Did I understand that correctly?
That is correct.
Is that not under C2? Can that not exist? I thought that commercial too, you could have a storage facility. Did we change that?
Mr. Lawson, are you still on, available?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we did take self-storage out of the
Okay. All right.
out of C2.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we're ready to vote. Mrs. Golden?
Yes. Mayor Darwin,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Blanks,
Yes.
Alderman Berry,
Yes.
Alderman Blackwell,
Said hi to you when I walked by.
Yes. Alderman Blackwell, yes.
Alderman Dunn,
Yes.
Alderman Noes,
Yes.
Alderman Mathis.
Yes.
Thank you. We have 7 yeses.
So the motion to approve on second reading ordinance number 1535 passes. Mrs. Moody, any other old business tonight?
No.
Okay, so we've got 3 items of new business. Resolution number 1823, a resolution to approve amendments to the personnel regulations in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. All of you have received a copy of that in your agenda package. There are 3 exhibits. Let me get a motion and a second, and then I will defer to Mrs. Moody for a brief explanation.
Motion to approve resolution 1823.
Sound like Dr. Blanks? I'll put a motion. Is there a second?
Second by Barry.
Second by Barry. Mrs. Moody?
Okay, I hope you'll be able to hear me. It says my internet's a little unstable. I don't know where I am. Okay. So as a result of responding to this emergency, we have put in place a couple of policies that I'd like you to consider us adding to the personnel handbook. One relates to contagious illness and gives us some guidance as to when employees can be out, experience absence based upon symptoms, when they can return to work, and those kind of things. The temporary telecommuting policy does just what you probably assume it does. It allows us to have some employees work from home and gives us a form so we can track for payroll purposes when that's occurring and how many hours they're working and that kind of things. And then the pandemic personal time off, that is something new that would only be a temporary benefit during this emergency. And what it's allowing us to do is create a new benefit that works similar to sick leave or other types of leave like comp time or vacation. And it's a new bucket of time that employees can pull from if their hours are reduced due to the alternate work schedules that we've implemented. It's also a pool of time that's available if they become sick themselves or someone in their household becomes sick and they need to stay home to take care of them. And the purpose for this primarily is to help us with the alternate work schedules. We have across several departments, we have employees working in different shifts so that we can reduce the opportunity for the virus to spread among coworkers, especially those that work closely together. Okay, I will take any questions that you have.
All right, you've heard an explanation by Mrs. Moody of resolution number 1823. Any questions?
Ms. Moody, this is Ray Noes. Did I recall reading that in your description of this proposal that there would not be an economic impact or budget impact including this policy?
Mrs. Moody.
That's employees would be paid similar to how we've already budgeted to pay them their normal salary. So there's no additional budget. There's no additional payments or budget associated with this policy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Moody. Any other questions?
I have a question. This is Robin Dunn. I just want to know, just more out of curiosity, how do you base this off of a model that someone else is already doing? I mean, all of this just seems so new, and I was just kind of wondering how you came up with this.
Actually, it didn't base it on anything else other than how other types of benefits work.
Okay.
We actually thought of it a little bit after the federal government passed the paid sick leave benefit. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but for every full-time employee, there's about 80 hours of sick leave that's guaranteed for them. Okay. So if they become sick or someone in their household becomes sick, they will be able to use that first 80 hours.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jennifer. This is very forward thinking, and I appreciate it. I'm sure Costa worked on this too, and I appreciate it.
Very good. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we're ready to vote. Mrs. Golden.
Okay, Mayor Curley, yes or no?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Blanks? Mayor Pro Tem Blanks, yes or no?
Yes.
Alderman Berry?
Yes.
Alderman Blackwell?
Yes.
Alderman Dunn?
Yes.
Alderman Lewis? Alderman Lewis, yes or no?
Noah votes yes.
Thank you. Alderman Mathis?
Yes.
Thank you. 7 yeses.
Motion passes. Thank you, Moody. Resolution of 1824, a resolution to approve the public records policy of the city of Tullahoma. For the record, I'll just read. Let me get a motion in a second first. Is there a motion to approve resolution 1824?
Motion approved, Barry.
Is there a second?
Motion approved. A second. Or second. Alderman Blackwell.
All right, we have a motion. Second. Did you get both of those?
Perry made the motion, Blackwell seconded.
Correct. All right. We have a motion and a second. I'll read for the record the background. Currently, the city of Tullahoma's public records policy gives the city recorder the authority to waive copy fees when fees do not exceed 15 cents, which is the equivalent of one copied page. The most frequently requested document is an accident report from our police department. Accident reports typically do exceed 10 pages, and citizens do not typically request more than one copy. Additionally, it is inconvenient and overly burdensome for both the public and citizens when we collect such small sums for small quantities of copies. It is recommended the board consider suitable in the best interest of both the city and the public to adjust the authority of the city recorder to waive fees up to $1.50 or the equivalent of a single copy less than 10 pages in total. So the recommendation the city administrator, I guess, since it came from you, is to waive fees when they do not exceed $1.50, replacing 15 cents in the current policy. It would be a minor reduction in revenue received from the public record copies under 10 pages or less than $1.50 fees. So we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. Golden.
Mayor Curley, yes or no?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Blanks?
Yes.
Alderman Berry?
Yes.
Alderman Blackwell?
Yes.
Alderman Dunn?
Yes.
Alderman Lewis?
Yes.
Alderman Mathis?
Yes.
That would be 7 yeses.
All right, motion passes. Mrs. Moody, I didn't think to recognize you. Anything to add to that? Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, item number 20-31, approved change order number 1 in the amount of $21,984 to include construction materials testing and special inspection services to the professional services agreement with Sevölus LLC related to the Tullahoma Police Building project. Again, let me get a motion and a second, and I'll defer to Mrs. Moody for an explanation.
Mr. Noyes, I approve item number 2031.
Proper motion by Mr. Noyes. Is there a second?
Second, Alderman Blackwell.
Second by Alderman Blackwell. Mrs. Moody.
Okay. So obviously the word change order probably caught your eye, as it did mine. I don't typically want to bring change orders forward, but this one is at the request of the city and for the benefit of the city. What we're doing with this change order is expanding the scope of our owner's representative to include special materials testing services. And as I've explained and provided the proposals, the city had an existing relationship with a vendor that the proposal that came in just wasn't competitive. Our owner's rep was able to solicit some other providers of these services, and ECS Southeast was selected, and now they are bringing forward a change order. They've been fully transparent with us and haven't marked up the cost of these services in any way. And the change order is only for the amount necessary for ECS to provide these services on the project.
Thank you for the explanation. Is there any question or discussion?
I think Mr. Noyes, I think you might want to be instructed to add that this amount is about half what was originally quoted, and we're able to negotiate with a new vendor to get this reduced to a manageable number. Very good.
That's correct. And I should also add that it doesn't affect the project budget in any way. This is not asking for an increase or amendment to the project budget. This was already factored into the budget.
Very good. Any other question or discussion? Hearing none, Mrs. Golden?
Okay, Mayor Curley, yes.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Blanks,
Yes.
Alderman Berry,
Yes.
Alderman Blackwell,
Yes.
Alderman Dunn,
Yes.
Alderman Noyes,
Yes.
Alderman Mathis.
Yes.
Thank you. 7 yes.
Okay. Item number 2031 has been approved. Mrs. Moody, are you aware of any other new business?
No.
All right. If there's no objection, we'll adjourn and go immediately into the beer board portion of the agenda. We have one item, consent agenda, item number 20-BB12. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second, Alderman Blackwell.
A motion by Dr. Blank, seconded by Alderman Blackwell. Mrs. Golden, all those in favor, please indicate by saying yes or no.
Mayor Curley, yes or
Yeah.
no?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Blanks,
Yes.
Berry,
Yes.
Alderman Blackwell,
Yes.
Alderman Dunn,
Yes.
Alderman Noyes,
Yes.
Alderman Mathis.
Yes.
Motion passed. So, not aware of any other business. I do appreciate everyone's indulgence. Again, Mrs. Moody and your team, thank you very much for organizing this. I think it went off very well, actually. Maybe just do this all year long. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.